it is time for your Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday. There's been a lot happening this week. There's been a few kind of things with regards to leaked champions, some great stuff from the forum as we'll discuss, and a general kind of like great consensus around the International Women's Day that went on yesterday. So let's, without further ado, dive into these stories. So our first story is all about a potential botting issue with regards to the beginner intermediate type arena grinding, and I was sent this by I Like Skills, and that was through Mammoth. And yeah, it's disappointing to see this, and there needs to be a strong crackdown. When people are kind of entering into arena, whether or not you're first starting off or kind of like you're at an expert level and you're kind of intense grinding, then it is so sad to kind of like see the opportunities have been taken away from you when it comes to botting in the game. It's something that Kabam have been quite hot on and quite strong on. I don't know why, because this was the last arena battle. I think this was the Sunday finish time of Sentinel. It's disappointing to see people that are going to lose out on this. So if there is any way that Kabam can rectify this to a point where people then get upgraded and then obviously get that Sentinel, which they should be given, that would be really great. As this is sad. Like, I thought they were really hot on this, but it does seem that it is disappointing to see these little things crept through. I say little, there's a good chunk of placements that this botter has taken up. So disappointing to see this. This is still a thing, but I really hope Kabam sort out people that are kind of missing out on these champions because of these botters. Get them out and get the people, the champions that they've worked hard for. And our next story is all about Duel Skirmish. As you know, Duel Skirmish is on. MCC News has been released earlier today in light of this, because I didn't want to kind of put the video out late and go, hey, Duel Skirmish, you've missed it. So if you've got Duel Skirmish on, these are your targets, your harder target and then your easy target. So get on, spend those tokens if you've got tokens. If you're really kind of low and going, hey, I don't want to spend the unit, then grind out for the events. If you look in your solo event quest, you'll see that there's kind of waste thresholds, whether or not it's doing arena grind, whether or not it's doing the 22-hour event. Do that event quest completion and you'll be able to get those Duel Skirmish kind of tokens, and then you'll be hopefully be able to complete it. If not, spend your units if you are behind, but make sure that you have definitely helped out your alliance by completing your duels. Next up is International Women's Day, and as we covered in yesterday's video, there is a video by Kabam that talks about the women that work for Kabam's Vancouver office, I think, and how they got into comic books, how they got into Marvel games and Marvel in general, talking about female presence in the game and also in Marvel, and some great stuff. It's a nice little insight. Shout out to them talking about the 90s X-Men comic book TV series, so that's pretty cool. I liked that kind of thing that I can relate to, Frojo and a lot of people in the community can relate to, as that's what got a lot of people into Marvel, and that's when my interest then kind of branched off and I started buying comic books and graphic novels and general kind of like fascination with stuff with TV series and films to date. So go and give this video, that's really great, a watch. Our next story is all about this post. It's something that I think I forgot to cover in Marvel Contest of Champions news, and it was something that I think the old school players as well as I'd say new players would be curious about, and it's called The Old Contest, and it talks about the kind of, not the good old days, because I always think that the only way that you can improve is by going forward and you don't really look back. But there's some things that I liked in the past with regards to the game that in some ways I wish they would put into the game, but I understand that obviously they've got to go further. And it talks about a lot of kind of interesting things. There's a list here about, you know, Doctor Strange walking instead of levitating, the fact there was no alliances, daily calendars, 5v5 arenas, and this is like an old school picture here. This actually features when WBang was covering Marvel Contest of Champions in the very beginning, because he was covering it on YouTube, and then he went away from it and he came back, and I think now he's away from it, but he goes and comes back with regards to the game. And yeah, it's like the whole look has changed with regards to stuff, and people just generally talking about, you know, reminiscing. It's a good reminiscing point. So if you want to find out a bit about the game and how it used to be, and at the same time, if you're an old school player and want to get back to that, then go to this forum link. The link is obviously in the description, and go and like have your say, have a word. It's a nice little community writing exercise thing. And as I failed to finish off that last news article, let's move on swiftly to this one, which is all about leaked champions coming in April. We've got Proxima Midnight and Covus Glaive. Now that I learned to say Covus Glaive, because before, in the last, when I did the leaked thing, I called him Covus Glaive. And these two are going to go in with some others. So this is all about the Black Order, but the Black Order is a little bit different than what we would expect. So instead of getting Ebony Maw and the ones that and the other ones as well, we may be getting some different ones. So expect to see dark versions of Scarlet Witch, of Guillotine, of Vision, of Hyperion, and of King Groot. An odd bunch if I ever did see ones. But obviously this may be they're under control with regards to like the use of the Infinity Stones. At the same time, you know, we've got rumor back a long time ago about a different type of guillotine, and it was like a black swan type thing. And there was this rumor about this champion. So it could be a case that that is actually true, and so that may have been the first champion that they were developing for the Black Order. Whether I think these will be champions that you can use, I doubt it. I don't think that would be kind of a good thing. I think it'd be quite weird, if I'm honest. The idea that you kind of like a I don't know how this is like referred to. It's like a dark version of the champion, and its functions would be a lot more different to the standard ones. I don't know. Either way, I don't think it's. I think they're going to be more bosses than they are going to be playable champions. It seems fairly obvious that Covus Glaive as well as Proxima Midnight would be the two champions released in April, and the rest being upcoming bosses. That seems to be more logical. So yeah, what are your thoughts in the comment section about these champions coming in? Would you like to see them as playable champions? Would they be cool? But at the same time, what's your thoughts on Covus Glaive as well as Proxima Midnight? Are you going to be completely astounded by what you're going to see? Is this going to be exciting? What's your thoughts? Looking forward to it? Not looking forward to it? So that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday, the 9th of March 2018. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. And as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now.